Welcome back here with us on Times Now. Viewers, the global energy shock is now entering a critical phase, shaping policy choices here in India. After a steep spike in commercial LPG prices, the big question now is what comes next? Opposition says petrol and diesel prices are next on the line. Even as pressure mounts on oil companies facing losses, the government mounted a strong defense, asserting that India has so far managed to shield consumers from the worst of the global disruption. So is a price hike now inevitable, or can the cushion continue for some more time? Listen in to what the oil minister has to say.
The first responsibility in terms of the objectives set out by the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, was to keep India supplied. Let me be plain. When a global supply chain faces disruption of 20 to 30% on important routes and products, no country can be insulated from the shock. Freight costs rise, insurance costs rise, cargoes are delayed, and every important country is forced to make hard choices.
Now, viewers, the government's position is clear. Despite a massive global disruption, India has kept supply stable, diversified, sourcing and absorbed shocks instead of passing them directly to consumers. But that cushion is now being tested with the third major price hike in commercial LPG in the last 3 months. So let's tell you what has happened and why this is the biggest talking point today. Now, viewers, what we have seen is third consecutive price hike as far as the commercial LPG cylinders are concerned. In the month of March, the prices were increased by 144 rupees per cylinder. In April, 200 rupees per cylinder was the increase. And then in May came the steepest hike so far at 993 rupees per cylinder. And this is how much a commercial LPG cylinder costs across metros. In Delhi, it's over 3,000 rupees, 3,071 to be precise. In Mumbai too, it is around 3,024 rupees. In Chennai, it is 3,237 rupees. In Kolkata, it costs 3,202 rupees per cylinder. Now, viewers, this is commercial LPG cylinder, the cylinder that is used by hotels, restaurants, eateries, etc., commercial establishments. So for them, if the cost of cooking is going to go up, then the price of food that you buy from these eateries is also going to go up. The question is, what's driving this pressure? It is global crude oil price. Now, that is on the rise, and that has been pushed up because of the ongoing conflict in West Asia, which has disrupted supplies and has created uncertainty across key oil-producing regions. The impact is being felt by the oil-importing countries like India. Shipping routes are under stress with higher freight and insurance costs, adding to the burden on every barrel that reaches India. At the same time, oil marketing companies are facing mounting losses as well, as retail prices have remained largely unchanged despite rising input costs. And here I'm talking about the petrol and diesel prices. Now, viewers, the impact is extremely important of what is happening. The fuel hike impact is important for us to understand, because this will mean your monthly budgets are going to be under pressure. Your travel costs are going to go up, and LPG hike to raise kitchen costs. Now, that is extremely important. Your travel costs to go up. Petrol, diesel hike equals to costlier commute. As of now, this hasn't happened. Petrol and diesel prices have not been increased by the oil marketing companies. But if that happens, then it's going to mean costlier commute, auto, cab, bus fares, etc. may rise as well. Then there is going to be a direct impact on inflation or महंगाई. Inflation might also increase. Inflation, risk of rise in inflation is also there. And as a result, the essentials may get costlier if the fuel price is increased, if the petrol and diesel prices go up. Now, that's exactly where the politics is also heating up. The opposition has linked the timing of this price pressure to the election cycle, alleging that the relief that the government gave was temporary and now the burden is being passed on.
जिस तरह राहुल गांधी जी ने और कांग्रेस ने आशंका जताई थी कि गैस का दाम तो ट्रेलर फिल्म अभी बाकी, पेट्रोल डीजल के दाम भी बढ़ेंगे, कल से खबरें आ रही।
We are with all difficulties. Modi government has maintained the price of the petrol, diesel and domestic LPG as it is, and even LNG, that is the natural piped natural gas. Even during Congress time, what Manmohan Singh, Mr. Moili, who is from Karnataka itself, what statement they had given in those time of crisis was not to this gravity, but in spite of that, what statement they have given, they should recall and they should react.
And with this, we will slip into a very, very short break. We'll be back with lots more. Stay with us.